Hey, it's Shang. I've got another movement of the day post for you. Today's mod is episode 57. And truthfully, this is not so much a particular movement, but more of a tip and an idea principle that applies to any and all movements in exercise. And that idea or principle is to finish the move. So, what I mean by that is that obviously we have the start and the execution and the end of a move. And very, very often that finish is not as proper or strong or correct or as clean as it could be or it should be. It's almost like the end kind of gets skipped over in order to restart the rep. But if you're able to execute a movement cleanly from start to finish before you do your next rep, that will increase the quality of that particular movement or exercise, right? And if you increase the quality of your exercise, that means you're increasing the quality of your entire workout. And if you increase the quality of your workouts, you are increasing the effectiveness of your fitness journey. So for anybody who says that I'm doing a certain amount of reps, I'm doing a certain amount of time of exercises, and I'm doing these exercises and I'm kind of not seeing the results or the speed of the results or even no results. So I would bet first thing, very first thing is that there isn't a clean start to finish, and that relates directly to effort. Okay, so the shortcut answer would be there's an issue with effort, but I don't want to just leave it there, because when I say there's an issue with effort, I don't want it to sound like there's a problem with like a laziness or a lack of willingness to put in the effort, but it's more of a form check. So the effort applies really more to that idea of understanding exactly what that movement is, so that you can actually complete that movement correctly and not shortcut the effectiveness of that movement. So we have in the arc of the movement, we have the beginning, which is your setup, right? So we cue for the setup, and then during the execution, there might be a transference of energy throughout the body. It depends on whatever exercise we're talking about. There's a transference of exercise and of energy, and then or load, right? And then there's the actual finish. So what constitutes a complete rep? So a lot of times when people don't have even the mental understanding of what that movement is supposed to be, then oftentimes we end up shortcutting that because their focus is more on just what I call going through the motions. So for example, if you think of a squat without the cues, then you're likely to think of just bringing your hips closer to the ground, right? Well, you can get there however way you get there, but you can end up shortcutting all of the form cues and the form checks. So the first part of that arc is to set up with the cues to get you started, and then to make sure that you're feeling and engaging and engaging throughout the correct muscles in the proper joint alignments, and then actually finishing that. So let's say for a squat, it would mean, to get down as low as you can go without losing the form, so without losing your crown to tailbone alignment, and your weight with the hip hinge, with your weight on the heels, and then when you come up to actually squeeze through the glutes for a clean finish. So that's just one small example, but this applies to pretty much any movement that you might be doing, including those types of exercise we intentionally include, such as a half rep, right? So where we're either isolating at peak contraction or we're pulsing so that we're getting more time under tension. Okay, so but even in that style of exercise, we do have what we would consider a start and what we would consider a finish, right? So that is the tip for you, is to always think about a clean finish a nice clean finish. So let's run through that one more time. You first have to mentally understand what exercise that you're actually doing, meaning you have to understand what the purpose is, you have to understand the form cues, and then you have to pay attention to what all is being engaged in the alignment throughout, and then finish that strong. So I will bet my I'll bet anything on it that if you are not seeing the results of whatever you're doing fast enough or not at all, that before you go more drastic into doing more time or more reps, that if you focus on this strong start and strong finish, then due to the fact that that will actually increase your effort, which will increase your intensity, that you will end up seeing the results. All right, so give that a go. And this is Jen signing off, reminding you to start where you are, do what you can, use what you have, and move something.